So Jason Williams, former NBA player, he went golf with Michael Jordan, and Michael Jordan said that LeBron James could play in any era. He said in different eras he think he could play. That didn't say that he said he thought he was the GOAT, and didn't say that he thought that he was, you know, style wise. The reason why you can get away with saying that is simple because LeBron James did start off in the 20 years ago. And it was a different NBA. They still had low post, big man presence. You still had a Shaquille O'Neal. You still had a Tim Duncan. And you had the Dirk Nowinski's of the world, the Kevin Garnett's of the world, Rasheed Wallace of the world, the Ben Wallace of the world, the Tracy McGrady's, Vince Carter's, Kobe Bryant's, Tony Parker Ginobili's, Jason Kidd's. You had different guys that played different roles to before you get to Steph Curry's of the world and Durant's and James Harden. So in his defense, he's had a good sample size of quite a long time. And I don't think no one will sit there and say that LeBron couldn't play in different eras. Would he dominate? That's another story. Would they allow the bunny hopping? Would they allow the obvious traveling? Would they allow the obvious flopping? See, the problem that I run into is this. Yeah, he's got the size and the girth, and he could definitely be playing in eras. But would he be able to, you know, score at will and do it will? That's the thing. You know, I mean, I can name guys who, yeah, if you're a great player, you should be able to play in any era. How successful you are is another story. So that don't really say anything. It's not like some endorsement that, well, Michael Jordan, because Jordan said that he could play in any era. He didn't say that he would dominate. He didn't sit there and say, oh, yeah, he'd have been better than Wilt Chamberlain, Bill Russell, Jerry West, Oscar Robinson in the 60s, or that he would have gotten over Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Dr. J in the 70s, or Magic and Bird in the 80s, or in those guys, because it was a different era. People who are only listening for context are going to be all happy and happy clappy, and their pinky toes is going to get swollen because they're like, ooh, Jordan said, ooh, he didn't say you're going to dominate. So get your pinky toe back in check. He not say you're going to dominate. He said he could play in any era. I do believe he could have played in any era. How good he would have been, now that's another story. We will never know. Because he would have had to been more of a low post player in the 70s. And see, he ought to give Steph Curry $1 every time he shoots a three that he makes one. Because that saved his behind. I don't think he breaks the scoring record